Yo, what is up, guys? Today we are going to be looking at the best settings in Modern Warfare 3. Now, I've changed up a lot of stuff once again. I do it all the time, but there's one setting that I didn't even know was in the game, and it's actually life-changing. Well, maybe not life-changing, but it's going to make you a much better player if you actually know how to use it and how to actually just kind of like abuse it and stuff like that. But you got to play around with it a bit in order to actually know what is your perfect amount that you need to have it on. We're going to get to that in a second. It's all about aiming. It's all about all that kind of good stuff. But if you guys could drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel with those notifications turned on, it helps me out a lot. It pushes the videos out more, and it's just honestly I do appreciate that. And let me know down in the comments below, what is your current KD in Modern Warfare 3? Let me know that all in the comments below. Let's get into the settings, guys, because I want to kind of just talk about some things first, and I want to go into graphic settings right away just to kind of show you guys what I play at. So I play at 2560 by 1440. I just recently changed that. I used to play at 1080p, now I play at 1440p. And I leave my render resolution at 100. There's no point to put that higher. And then pretty much I leave it, the texture resolution itself, at normal. But I don't think you really get this on console. I'm not sure if you get these settings here on console. But then everything else is either normal, medium, or low. I don't put it too high. And it's basically that. Now in view, my field of view, I play, again, I'm switching. I go from 115 all the way down to 100. If you play lower, your accuracy will be better. It's just because everything just seems closer to the screen. The higher you play, the smaller the enemy looks and stuff. So it's just a little harder to aim at and stuff. But I just like to play higher, lower. I just switch that all the time. Now, ADS field of view, this is one that I used to play on independent all the time, alright? You guys told me to switch it up to affected. I actually like affected a lot more, and I want to thank you guys for telling me to switch to this, because I didn't switch to this for the longest time, but I played on independent, play on affected, guys. All right, it's good. And then your weapon field of view, you want to set this to wide. It's smaller on your screen in a way, and you could just see a little more of what's going on in the screen area and stuff. Like if you look at the picture on the left here, he blocks out a lot of right in front of him, but then you look at the one on the right and so much more is visible. You can see that in between his arm and the gun especially, and then pretty much everything else you want to leave all this off. All right, film grain 0, world motion blur, weapon motion blur, all that 0, and then the least here for all of that. But let's get into the actual controller settings, because this is some stuff that gets pretty important. Okay, so flip, I like playing on flipped. It's just a personal preference. I prefer shooting with L1 and R1 rather than L2 and R2. A lot of people say that on an Xbox controller, it's really uncomfortable to flip it, so I don't flip it on Xbox, obviously. But if you're on a basic default, no trigger stoppers, PlayStation 5 controller like I am, flip it. It's life-changing. All right, controller vibration, turn this off as well. And by the way, guys, if I like just skip over through anything like this one right here, I skipped over it, it's because I didn't change anything. All right, so I'm just not going to talk about it. So controller vibration, you're going to leave that off. It's going to feel weird, but once you get used to it, your accuracy is going to be so much better. Now my trigger effect off as well. Dead zone input, you guys can copy exactly this here, but I will say for the left stick, if you don't have stick drift, put this to 0. Okay, for the left stick minimum, put it to 0, put the left stick max to 40. A lot of people have told me that they've been putting this on like 20 and stuff. That's just a little too much for me. Like it's a little crazy. Your movement's gonna be really nice and quick and stuff, but it's just a little crazy to put it all the way down to 20. Like I feel like 40 is nice. 40 is really good. You don't have to like push that stick much. It's a good amount to reach at. And again, this one here, if you don't have stick drift, put this down to 0. But I got a little bit of stick drift, so we're gonna leave that at 5, and then the right stick max 100. You want to put that to 100 for sure, and that's gonna give you the maximum amount of control when aiming down sights or even hip firing and stuff. It's gonna give you the maximum amount of control to make micro adjustments, and it's just really nice there. Now the aiming, my horizontal stick sensitivity and vertical, I brought it down to 5. I'm probably going to go down to 4, to be honest, guys. I used to always play on 10, 11, 12, 13 even, but the lower you go, the better it is. Like, you don't really need this to be that high, and 5, you can still turn on people pretty quickly at 5. It's not that bad, and I feel like once you actually play at 5 and you keep your crosshairs centered and stuff, it's really easy to drop the enemies, so definitely do that. I play on 5, lower it if you have to, guys. If you like playing on 20 and you're cracked out on 20, do it. I'm not going to tell you guys what to do, but personally I play on 5. And I prefer it there. Now my ADS sensitivity multiplier, this is when you're aiming down sights. This is the one that you could lower as well. I don't like leaving it at 1. I leave it at 95, 90, all the way down to 80 even. And this is just so that when you're aiming down sights, you remain a lot more accurate, because it's easier to control a lower sensitivity when aiming down sights. So definitely put this lower if you guys want to. And then the ADS, or the sensitivity multiplier, I should say, I left everything basic except for these here. I kind of just switch out the air kill streak sensitivity. This is if you call in a missile and stuff. You don't want to like like to go out of the map. You ever call one in and it's just really hard to control, especially when you speed it up? Lower this. This is gonna help you guys out with that. And then the tablet sensitivity. I just lowered this for fun, to be honest, you guys. You can leave it at default. I just lowered it for fun. I don't really know if there's much of a difference, but yeah, it's gonna be that right there. Now my vertical aim axis, again, just standard everything. And then this right here, tactical stance sensitivity multiplier, you want to drop this to 0.80, all right? This is going to help you guys out a lot. It's just really nice, especially if you're tac stancing a lot and you're trying to get those challenges done. Put it down to this. Now here is where I didn't realize there was a setting in the game that will make your accuracy so much better. Okay, so I always played on linear, put it to dynamic, guys. It's just dynamic's a lot better. I don't know what it is. Linear is really good as well. I like them both, but just switching between the two, it might be placebo, but I feel like dynamic is just a little bit better. And then there's this here, the aim response curve slope scale. I never realized what this did, okay? It says set the effectiveness of selected aim response curve type. I never really understood exactly what this did. And then someone told me lower this. Lower this and your accuracy, or at least your aim assist, is going to feel a lot closer to the aim assist in Modern Warfare 2. Have you guys ever noticed that in this game, the aim assist is a little wild? The aim assist isn't that easy to control and stuff. Feels like it's not that strong. Well, lower this, guys, and a lot of people say you can even go down to like 0.70, anywhere between, I would say, 0.60 and 0.80 you should be good. I'm gonna play at 0.75, and I already feel the lock on of that aim assist. If you're playing on a controller, guys, and you want that aim assist, this is going to help you guys out tremendously, trust me on that. And then pretty much everything else is kind of like the same. This right here, you can play on either Black Ops or default. It doesn't matter. Just precision and focusing, don't try those out. I play around with them sometimes. Sometimes it feels good. Sometimes it just, overall, I've noticed that Black Ops and default are the best, okay? So just play on those. Default is going to feel like the old school CODs, MW1, 2, 3, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, all that kind of stuff. That feels really nice. And then this one right here, it kind of is like the newer Black Ops games, but it's also been nerfed a little bit, so I'm not really too sure. But overall, these two are the ones that you guys want to use, the most popular ones. So definitely go ahead and do that. And then everything else under here, we're not going to touch. Now, the last tab I want to talk about is the gameplay tab, and this is basically just some stuff that you might want to think of when playing. So we got sprint, tactical sprint behavior. We're going to toggle that. We're not just going to sprint automatically. We're not going to automatic sprint here either. You don't want that. And then slide, maintain sprint. You don't want this, because if you're running dual wielded weapons or anything, it's just you won't be able to. You won't be able to fire them. Every time you try to fire them, but you move up on that left stick, it's going to start sprinting. So it's annoying. Auto move forward, off again. You don't want that. You just want to sit back sometimes and draw people easily. Now, this right here, grounded mantle, you obviously want it on, but the automatic airborne mantle, turn this off. Always turn it off, 100%. I'm gonna say it every single time. Do not turn it on. It's not worth having on, especially if you're getting into a gunfight and you jump backwards, but there's something that you can mantle behind you. You're gonna end up mantling it in the middle of the gunfight, so it's just not worth it. And then pretty much everything else here, you guys can pause it, kind of take what you need to take, see what you guys want to do. It's all personal preference stuff, so I'm not going to go into talking about it detail by detail. I just want to get this video out there, show you guys some things. I changed a lot in my aiming here, and there's a lot of stuff that I just didn't even know. Like this right here, I didn't even know what it did, but we changed it up. So anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know your yeah, I was gonna say your sensitivity. Nah, let me know your KDs down in the comments below. Sub to the channel if there's only turned on. Drop a big fat like on this one. I would truly appreciate it, guys. Thank you for watching. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.